Kwakhanya, a 17 or 16-year-old boy from Khayelitsha, was brutally unalived by other teenagers. So I do not have the full details. I tried to search, but I didn't get like a statement from the family or something along those lines. So I'm just going with what the media is currently reporting. So Kwakhanya was unalived. Apparently it was a homophobic attack. It was just because he's just a gay boy that is just living his life and not harming anyone. So I want to start by saying, rest in peace, Kwakhanya. You didn't deserve what happened to you. Society has failed you and South Africa has failed you. So I don't mean to disrespect his family or anyone by this video. I just like to make everybody aware because his life was worthy and he had a bright future ahead of him. He looks like a very vibrant, happy child in his pictures. So this young man had a great future ahead of him and his life was taken away. So I want to bring awareness to his life. And secondly, I want to bring awareness to the impact of homophobia in our society and why we as a society should not be entertaining homophobic jokes. I want to start by saying, okay, what is homophobia? Homophobia is the dislike and prejudice against gay or lesbian people. So it is when people feel like being gay or being lesbian is wrong and they start discriminating gay and lesbian people. So I just want to make sure that we all understand what this conversation is about, because some people generally don't really know these terms that we now have to explain certain things that have existed for many, many, many years. So about a month ago or a couple of months ago, this crazy ex-radio presenter Ngizwe Mchunu, who has crowned himself as the king of the Zulus in South Africa, who desperately needs to be in a mental institution, started a homophobic rant online that ended up being a march. So he was triggered by the fact that two men got married to each other and they were dressed in traditional attire. One was wearing Zulu attire and the other was wearing Xhosa attire. So he was pissed off that a gay man was wearing Zulu attire since he has decided to crown himself as the king of the Zulus and the all-knowing of Southern African history and Zulu history, of which he's just a mentally sick idiot that sick people also give him a platform. So he used that as an excuse now he started this homophobic marches and like all these silly things. Now, you may be asking yourself, Lindy, why is this relevant? How is this relevant? Okay, let me explain how all of this is linked. Okay. You have homophobic people who are comfortable enough to go online and bash gay people or lesbian women and say violent things against them to a point whereby they even host marches or whatever, So this is what this does. When you go on a public platform and you say homophobic stuff and you threaten the LGBTQ community, what you're doing is you are influencing other people to think like you and do the same. And for those that were already raised in a homophobic environment, you are encouraging them to continue with the homophobia instead of challenging the homophobia. Like most of us grew up in like religious homes where we heard our elders, we heard our parents speak like very poorly of gays and lesbians as if they are not worthy of like respect. But we grew up and we got educated and we interacted with people and we got to understand that people's sexuality do not define them. and people are worthy of respect and love regardless, and someone's sexuality has nothing to do with anyone. It's a personal matter between them, you know. So, and also, you are normalizing homophobia on a national scale. Ngizwe Mchunu is an influential person to the barbaric Zulu people that follow him, and I am a Zulu person, so you can't even say that like this is tribalistic or whatever, bullshit. He's a bullshit Zulu man, and he gets followed by other bullshit Zulu men, and it's just like that. So people like Ngizwe Mchunu, they target homosexual people, and they encourage violence against them, saying that you disagree with how people live their lives. It's very different to pushing hatred online and in person. Homophobia doesn't end online, and this is what I hate. South Africans have got this shallow mentality that, oh, it's just an opinion. It's not just an opinion. You are inciting violence and hatred. And this is what happens when people like Ngizwe Mchunu are not arrested, are not put in mental hospitals, and his sick followers as well. This is what happens when people spread hatred and there are no consequences of their actions. Young little boys are homophobic, and where did they learn that from? They learned it from older men. They learned it from older women who are also homophobic. So honestly, guys, we need to break the cycle of homophobia. It starts in the way in which we speak about gays and lesbians. When we speak about people who are gay and lesbian as if they are less than us, as if they are abnormal, it's like that. And honestly, like I've thought so much about the way in which we speak about gays and lesbian. I've tried to fight it. I've tried to make people to be aware. Like, no, that's not how. But there are so many people that I even know in my life that just insist on the homophobia. People just insist. And it's really sad to see, but I say this stops now. Let's not, as a society, tolerate homophobia. The conversations, the online comments, and even how we interact with people. It stops now. I really hope that this boy was brutally assaulted. Even his eyes were taken out from what I read. But I'm not sure. I hope he gets peace. And honestly, it has to stop now. We can't be losing our kids simply because they do not fit societal standards. How many of us have been bullied for being different? Whether it's having a stutter, whether it's being fat. You know, the whole concept of bullying people for who they are. Enough is enough. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.